Друзі, привіт! My name is Polina and I'm here with Razom for Ukraine celebrating the North American premiere of the newest Ukrainian documentary, Timestamp, directed by Katerina Hornostai. We're so happy and lucky to have the team behind this documentary with us, cinematographer Sashko Roshchyn, and one of the heroes of the story, Olha Bryhynets. Welcome and welcome to Razom.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Again, congratulations on your North American premiere. New directors, new films. That's amazing. MoMA and Lincoln Center. How was that whole experience for you?
Thank you. It was very interesting. I mean, the projection was great. That was my fourth time that I've seen the movie, and yeah, I was excited about it, and people came, asked questions.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm glad we brought it to the audience.
Cool. How was that experience for you, seeing it on the big screen?
It was like really interesting because that fact that I was on a screen, it was like a little bit. I was a little bit worried about it, but actually, it was really good that you can share these feelings with other people, and the audience was really good. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I would love to take us on a journey to go back to the beginnings, the creations of this film and the idea. So we'll have a chance to talk to Katerina later, but as you're one of the creative leads here, talk about this collaboration with her. You know, this is not your first movie. You've made a timestamp and then Stop Zemlya and a bunch of other shorts. So talk through how does this collaborative and creative process works with Katerina? How did you approach this idea of documenting such an intimate story and the slices of life for these Ukrainian youth, and presenting how does the educational system essentially is working during the wartime?
Yeah, we started working with Katerina back in 2017. Back then we shot a short that was called Lilac. Yeah, and that was a story of 5 girls that have met for a party, and then yeah, they were partially part of them were actors, and part of them were non-actors actually, and so during the filming, I've realized that Katya likes when camera goes on for a while, and so that was the approach on the short. And actually, this is something that we've had together on further movies, including Timestamp, of course, because it's a documentary we had to observe for a while to be ready to catch it on camera when it would happen. So in Stop Zemlya, it was more different approach, but I can tell that I mean, all these movies that we've done with her, they all share something, and that's observation, I guess. So collaboration. Kadet called me in 2023, I guess it was, or three, and she asked me whether I was ready to try and shoot a documentary feature, because I am not a documentalist, documentary filmmaker. And this is my first feature documentary. And I was interested in it because of Katya, of course, and the story. I mean, not the story, but the subject was interesting. And somehow it also echoed what we did on Stop Zemlya. So yeah, we have a joke that this is our documental Stop Zemlya.
It's a continuation to the
Yeah.
sequel. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, because it has both of the movies center the youth, and just like you said, the observational aspect to their lives, just to see how how they're finding themselves in this life, and then obviously timestamp. We're now talking about post full scale invasion, post Russia's full scale invasion in Ukraine. So that adds on another level of. Uncertainty, a level of stress, and that's kind of like transitioning over a question to you, Olha, if you can talk about essentially how did this film find you? Like maybe a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what was your experience like also working with Katya during this production?
Actually, it was really unexpected for me because in that time I was preparing for. Now I'm studying in a film directing course. So in that time I was preparing for my art exams, and when film crew came to our school, it was like, oh my god, they they filming a movie, and it's like a really good chance for me to see how it works, how documentary filming works, and yeah, so um, I was really interested in this filming. Yeah.
It's like getting a little master class as you're being part of the movie. You're also learning how movie productions
Yeah,
are
yeah,
working.
yeah.
That's really exciting. I mean, as we were talking about camera and the presence, and we're filming again the youth who is already sort of a very vulnerable generation, or yeah, it's a vulnerable generation where they're trying to sort of understand their identity, and like self-image is very important to them. And again, now you're putting sort of a camera in front of them. So talk about the process of you're going around different regions in Ukraine, meeting kids from different ages and different situations, whether it's classrooms in bunkers, whether it's classrooms in half-bombed schools or schools that are being reconstructed. Um, what How did you build this relationship with these different groups of kids? Did you intentionally try to spend more time with them, or was there's more of like, okay, we're gonna back away and sort of be the fly on the wall and let them just be as they are?
Um, my approach was to immediately like pop up in front of kids and like not pretending that I'm not there. I would be shooting them and like simultaneously I would have eye contact with other people who's probably not in the frame, but I was like smiling and like doing my thing, and they would probably react in a way that they were uncomfortable for a while, but quickly they just minded their business, did what they should have been doing, and that I think Katya was afraid a little bit of a big camera. She thought that probably would ruin
The experience.
yeah the process of living things, and yeah, she's correct, because people react to a camera, and especially when this is like our crew, it was big camera, and also it was a boom operator with a long stick. So, but I think that we did a good job in terms of uh, uh, like somehow connecting to people. So yeah, maybe how did you feel when we were shooting?
Yeah, did at some point did you feel like, okay, the camera has disappeared, I'm just living my life, or were you always like conscious of like I'm being observed?
Actually, I was trying to forget about camera, but as far I remember, I felt that camera disappear when I was in the bus, because it was like a long distance when I go to my exams. So in few moments I forgot about the camera, but actually it was like not really uncomfortable, but I feel that someone shooting me right now. But I'm trying to be like to leave to do my deal and just yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of following up to that. You know, um, you continued your studies. You continue sort of doing your living life in the midst of a war. How did you? Where did you find sort of the strength, and how did you stay focused through this entire process? If you can just reflect on sort of your experience.
Uh, you mean now, right now?
No, as in
It's
when
like
doing the production, like right when you were
oh,
still in school, like how do you? It's more of like from your personal perspective. How do you keep going? You know, it's a stressful. I mean, stressful doesn't even begin to cover that, but it's difficult again to be a teenager. It's difficult to be finishing school, and then you're also faced in the circumstances of war, right? There's air raids. There's different. The educational sort of system is changing, is switching. There's so many other things that you're starting to prioritize or pay attention to, and so it's an immense amount of strength that you have, and your generation does too. So it's sort of I would love to see if you can reflect sort of on your experience.
I think that uh, like well, my study at school was really like interrupted at first by COVID, when we have distant education, and then this war, and like we had 2 years or maybe more we studied online, so I think it's really affected on our studying, and only in the last half year we go to like offline studying, and I'm really appreciate this because I met my classmates. I have like I had like a really real prom, and it's when I was watching movie timestamp, I saw this girl and her class that celebrating her prom online from Bakhmut, girl from Bakhmut, and before this scene I didn't really think about it that I have this opportunity to feel it, to celebrate it like in real life. So I really appreciate it, and now we just adapted for this, and I think we need to keep going to yeah, to starting to live our lives.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I think it's important for stories like Timestamp to exist, because not only does it show just how big and diverse Ukraine is, it's also like, yes, the war's going on in the whole country, but we all are experiencing it differently. We're all facing different types of challenges, but also how do we come together to support each other? On that note, I kind of want to talk about what were some of maybe the biggest challenges, whether it was doing the production, the filming, maybe some creative discussions that were faced, and maybe for you, if there's something that you were facing during the production, then how did you all come out of it?
Yeah, firstly, I thought that I didn't really feel any challenges there. Mm, I had a lot of fun shooting this. I mean, of course, there are scenes where it's not fun, but I mean, I was enjoying,
The process.
yeah, following and observing this life that was in front of the lens. And yeah, somehow I was like watching the movie already, and because those shots that we were uh, having, they were long, sometimes like too long, cameras heavy, and you have to move with the people around the school, for example. But yeah, challenge, I think, was uh, in shooting actually classes where the situation is very static, and so you like shoot it for 15, 20 minutes, and then you've already covered who, what they do, and where, and then I think something. Then that was the moment when I was looking like closer and помічати,
Noticing.
something that I was interested more in than just teacher teaching class, right? So yeah, I think I would favorite somebody like this person's interesting to me. Like something's always happening at the back desk in the class. So I'd go there, and yeah, I think sometimes when I was intervening in this way, some boys would laugh. They would freaking out. Would be like some, like people. I think I've lost my now. I've lost my idea of what I wanted to say because it's in English. That
Well, if you want, you can again. You can say it in Ukrainian. We'll translate everything. Don't worry.
okay. So something that was happening. I mean, in these classes, it was really a challenge to find besides of what's happening for the first glance. I was trying to look at the relationship, I mean, between children, teenagers, and yeah, I think sometimes, most of the times actually, I had something very interesting. And also, I liked a lot this duration that we've had. So that's something that I thought and was afraid that it would be gone after editing. But yeah, the movie, I mean, it still works. It, like this observation and people existing in shot for a while, and then I think I can tell now any more.
Is there anything, any challenges that you faced during this process, or
I think that the only challenge was that I was passing my exam, so it was
and then there's a
like
camera at you?
yeah, it was a little bit stressful, but I stressed more about that I will be shooting than that I need to pass my exam because I yeah.
I still need to finish school. Well, okay, if we're talking about moments, were there anything in particular that maybe surprised you or a moment that stayed with you till this day, whether it was during filming or maybe it was after you actually seen the full movie on the big screen? Maybe it's something that you got to learn about yourself during this process.
I guess I get emotional every time in one particular scene, and then after that scene, funeral scene, and then other scenes. They're all. This movie makes me cry at some particular moment, so that stays with me every time I watch the movie. Well, yeah, and a funeral scene that when I was shooting it was difficult. I mean, emotionally. Yeah, those things stay. And we had like 30 something days of shooting. And yeah, I mean, I remember many days that were cool to shoot, like this scout organization Plast. We had like 3 hour walk along the forest, and I think I didn't stop camera all the time. I mean, a couple of times I did it for a while, but then it was a long, long take following these kids, and it was very uh, entertaining for me because it was, you know, this movie is artistically, it's not about the framing. I think it's not about composition and not about colors, probably. I mean, in terms of, we were not setting a palette of colors or anything else. It's documental, and it is what it is. And to me, as a cinematographer, the main thing there was paying attention, I think, and like being ready to register it. And but yeah, still I had Zoom, and so I could, like, usually I was somewhere tighter than wider. Yeah,
Sort of picking up details or painting a wider picture of the situation.
yeah, yeah. So that's this thing, being ready, like to come over and like go tight, see portraits of people. Yeah.
What about you? Is there particular moments that stayed with you, maybe surprised you, or something that you learned about yourself?
I think it's more about watching this movie, because I watched this movie 2.5 times, and at the second time it was like different for me, and different moment. I like I. Mm, sorry.
Ні, все окей. Ну, не хвилюйся.
Я не мене слова не можу.
Якого?
Я не можу навіть сказати якого.
Ага.
I find out different moments that I didn't find out the first time, this movie. I think that any time when you watch it again and again, you
There's
will
always
find
something.
something new, and it's really yeah. And I have like special moments that are emotional for me, and I like this moment with this poem "Моє серце в верховині." And when I watched it in Lincoln Center, it was like really, I felt it, because when I'm here in New York right now, I'm still there in Ukraine, because I every time I think, oh, now in Ukraine in that time I need to -7 hours, and my parents sleeps, and I felt a little bit lonely about it when I know that there night there, and I feel a little bit lonely. Yeah, so
It's a bit like two realities
Yeah.
in one space. Yeah, I hear that. Well, on the last thing that I would like to ask, like, again, you had your North American premiere. I hope you got to talk to some of the audience members that were there and create these conversations of why are we even showing this film? Why does this movie even exist? So maybe from your perspective, what do you hope that audiences outside of Ukraine get to learn about Ukraine, or what is the message that you would want them to take away from after seeing the movie?
I hope audience is fascinated with the bravery of Ukrainian people, who, despite this war, educating their children. And actually, to me, it's like it's a symbolic symbol of of Ukraine fighting for its future, because children is future. And so that's, I mean, in a way, in a way, how drama works, it makes people care. I mean, at least they will think about it. And I think it's important to to have this movie and to show it to the abroad, I mean, uh, audience, to people who know what happens but maybe don't really
Connect fully.
well can feel, or so that would probably make them closer to this, feeling in their heart.
Yeah. What about you? What do you want people to take away from your story?
I'm agree with Sashko, and I really like I really like this movie because it shows like really life Ukraine of Ukrainians in different cities, and I hope that people here will see that we keep our life, we keep studying, educate, but it uh, like it's not normal life. It's like we adapted, but it's not okay that happens in Ukraine right now, and I think this movie is really good.
Reminder of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's heartbreaking in a way. And also in the final scene where Olha's class is getting their diplomas and they're celebrating no matter what, I guess it's very powerful scene. I mean, having seen all this that you've seen in the movie, this flow, and then at that final scene, it is something really powerful. And with that music, yeah. So it's both hopeful and yeah, heartbreaking. It's not normal, of course, what is being, what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I want to say massive thank you for telling the story, for your bravery, the strength. Truly, I went on many roller coasters of all kinds of emotions seeing this, but that's why I think it's vital for folks outside of Ukraine to, like you said, just watch it so that you can connect on a much deeper level where you have this unique opportunity to truly see a slice of life of all kinds of people, of all kinds of ages, all kinds of experiences. And it paints sort of this diverse picture of what Ukraine looks like. So I hope many more stories like this comes out so that we can find the support that's needed to make sure that we can rebuild the schools, rebuild our infrastructure, and rebuild our country to
Tak.
build to our future. So thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Keep an eye out for Timestamp for more screenings in the US.